What's up, everybody? Randall here from Crypto Love, and today I am joined by Rafael Groswirt, the CEO of NoLimitCoin. Hello, Rafael.
Hey Randall, how you doing?
I'm great. Thank you so much for joining us today.
It is absolutely my pleasure and honor to join you. I've been a fan of yours, and I'm a fan of all the big influencers and the people that are kind of having the responsibility to inform uh, the crypto world that is growing so much. So I'm honored to be here on your show, excited about what we're going to talk about. So
Great,
thank you.
great. So we have an interview today. We have a few questions. Everyone should stick around to the end because there is going to be a special announcement at the end. But I just wanted to say in the beginning, I don't think I told you this before. NoLimitCoin is actually one of my longest holdings in cryptocurrencies. When I first got into crypto, I bought some NoLimitCoin. I've been holding that for a long time. So I definitely believe in the project and the team. And so let's get started.
I wasn't even aware of that, but hey, thanks a lot. Congratulations, and I'm flattered about that. I was not aware of that, so that's exciting to know.
Great. So let's get
One more
started.
person I have to worry about to make sure that I don't let down. So no problem. 5,001 now. It's all
There we
right.
go.
Hey,
There
one
we
more.
go. So getting started in the interview, first question I'd like to ask is, what should everyone know about NoLimitCoin?
No Limit Coin is a coin that lives in a fantasy sports platform. That's how it was conceived from the start. Even though we did not develop a coin in search of a platform, we actually started on the fantasy platform 4 years ago. It was conceptualized during the incredible boom of fantasy sports. I thought, hey, we could participate in this space. And somewhere in the middle of that, I realized that crypto would be a perfect addition to it. So that's what happened. It's a very, very good combination. And we've tailored the type of coin it is, which is an instant transfer. It's a proof of stake coin, which uses very, very little energy to transfer its transactions. Therefore, the cost of a transaction is extremely low, practically free. A tenth of a penny. You could move $1 million in 100 milliseconds for a tenth of a U.S. penny. So it's a very low cost to operate coin, and the reason is because the miners, there's no miners here. Essentially, it's the wallet holders that provide the nodes, the network, and there's hundreds of them now. And because you do get that 4% proof of stake fees, and it comes in daily or weekly or monthly, depending on how much you have, it makes people hold the coin. It motivates them to actually have the wallet operating, thus providing the network a very robust amount of nodes. And it's 1/100th of the power it takes to move a transaction with the Bitcoin. So one day that's going to matter. One day, cost of a transaction is going to matter. We know about all the new things that are coming to Bitcoin, but we're actually going to be even lower than that. So what people need to know about NoLimitCoin is we're just at the beginning, and with all of the sports that are going to be incorporated into the flat platform, plus other platforms that we're talking to, third-party platforms, other platforms that we're going to be deploying, our goal is to have a massive amount of people playing our games, I mean, in the millions, and thus putting demand on our coin, and subsequently, the coin has to reach the value that it has to reach. So how much is the coin going to be when there's 1 or 2 or 3 million people on our platforms? We don't know. But the only way they're going to be able to operate and play is using a crypto coin. And because the crypto coin is basically international, we've been able to attract people from more than 60 countries to our platform. It feels so international. It feels so good. And it's bringing a lot of people together in the biggest passion in the world, sports. And we're tapping into not just one sport, not just the biggest sport, but many of the sports, regional sports, and we'll talk about all of the things. I mean, even cricket. I mean, I don't want to go through the whole line, but we're testing NBA already internally. We're going to be working on MMA. We're going to be taking soccer or football the way everybody else likes me to call it, the World Cup in 2018 in Russia is going to be a draw. We're actually going to create contests to be able to take people there. And there's a lot of other platforms that are, or sports that are coming into view. So that's what I would want everybody to know about NoLimitCoin, that it's going to have many places where it's going to circulate in platforms that people love and that are real and that are deployed. This isn't just on a white paper. It's not something that's going to happen sometimes down the line. We've seen so many other coins that are rewarded with incredible market caps, and they still haven't deployed anything, and we're not even sure that their models are going to work. We're out there with a real platform working, adding hundreds of registrations per day in certain times. Right now we're between big sports, but we're still adding daily registrations, and it's very satisfying and very exciting. Our community, I like to say, it's the most passionate out there. Very dedicated, very, very intense, excellent ideas, all positive, and everything that we're doing right now is a result of the energy that has come from our very, very extensive community. So that's what I would like people to know about NoLimitCoin. It's a passionate group, very transparent. Everybody knows what's going on. There's no, we try to keep something like that secret announcement, the secret game that we're going to be talking about. So that was a little secret we had to keep, but we're here to reveal that.
Great. So one of the things I liked about NoLimitCoin when I first got into it, aside from the passionate community and team and the working prototype, was that it's based around fantasy sports. So I saw this in my own family. My sister, who's never watched sports a day in her life, got into fantasy football at work, and then she ended up watching football every day. And I just saw the power of fantasy sports, and really, that for me was one reason why I definitely got involved with NoLimitCoin myself. But on that subject, so in fantasy sports right now, there's definitely like a monopoly with FanDuel and DraftKings. So, and I know that you actually had a lawsuit to prevent them from merging to kind of dominate.
It was a complaint to the Federal Trade Commission, and you could call it a lawsuit. And we said, hey, these two can't merge. They're going to be basically controlling more than 90% of the market. We had big sessions in the FTC, and I can't believe they actually sided with us, which was a great thing. I'd rather take on two 400-pound gorillas than one 800-pound gorilla, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. So in that fashion, what is NoLimitCoin doing to compete with those two 400-pound gorillas?
Right. So, I mean, the easy, if I had to tell you in one sentence, I could do it. And that is, we are half or less of the fees. Boom. That's the first very, very important distinction in terms of what we're trying to do. Sometimes even more. We're down to 2.5% on the high roller contest when you've got people betting huge amounts against another huge amount. So if you look at their fee structure, it always ends up about 10%. And on big bets, $10,000, $20,000, that's a huge amount of money to lose from the amount of money. So we are blessed and lucky to be in the crypto world where you don't have such expensive fees to be able to move money in. I mean, by the time you got people's money in through the regular channels, you've already lost 6, 7, 8%, and then the credit card companies withhold. I mean, there's all these barriers and costs that you have to make up, and then now you've got fees going to some of the states. So crypto gives us this basically the zero cost base to start from, and we're thrilled because we actually make money through the fees, and the more daily bets we have, the more money we're going to make. So just out of the gate, our fee structure is much more favorable than they are. And that's the number one competitive piece that we are going with. Not to mention the fact that we're innovators in terms of having been the first to integrate crypto into fantasy sports. And you can already see them. They actually ran a Bitcoin contest not long ago. The fees were outrageous. I think it was like 20 or 30 or even 40% the way they did it. So I guess they're taking notice of what's going on, but we feel like we're in the driver's seat right now. And even though we don't have the massive amount of people and we're not doing, $800 million a year in business, but we're positioned for that. And we're seriously planning to take a big part of the market starting next NFL season in terms of the US markets. But because we are going outside of the US market and doing very different things to our games, we feel we're in a totally different ball game than they are in terms of the ability to progress. So I feel very positive on our ability to compete, starting with the fees. And if you go and you actually look at the game and the ease of use and the platforms, I think at some point we are going to leapfrog them. I think we're close. And if you and I've initially the fantasy professionals would say, because there was version 1 and the whole community said, Rafael, you got to go to version 2. We got to upgrade it. And everybody got together and everybody worked together as a community. We designed a whole new design. We relaunched it and it's been incredible. And it's basically a structure that allows us to bring in all of the other sports. And it's completely beyond what is out there. So I feel that we have actually a competitive advantage, and it's only a matter of time where we'll be able to essentially be one of those 400-pound gorillas, hopefully bigger.
Awesome. That sounds great. So since NoLimitCoin's been around for 4 years now, and also you're saying this is just the beginning, I mean, can you kind of bring us through a progression from the beginning to where we are now?
NoLimitCoin has actually been around a little over a year. So the fantasy sports platform, right? No Limit Fantasy Sports, that's when we started 4 years ago to conceptualize it, to build a platform. And maybe 2 years in, when we had the platform ready and we were ready to take on DraftKings and FanDuel and the rest of the market, that was when you were saying, wow, how are you going to do it? But I also did a lot of Bitcoin mining since way back, and I've had that whole crypto, bug. So by bringing crypto into the platform, that is where the fireworks came. So it's been 4 years since we started the fantasy sports platform. A couple of years for the coin, and maybe a year for the coin actually to have been out, listed, trading, circulating, and so forth. So we started basically from a concept, and the same thing that you saw is what happened to me. I'd love to watch one game a week. That was it. Then I got involved in fantasy sports, and suddenly you're watching every single game, and you're wondering what's going on. Why isn't there any more games? And being in software and being in development so many years, I said, I think the world needs a platform like this, like that. And I just jumped in, and suddenly I'm sitting here, with a great project, with a great community, with so many things coming ahead of us, and all of those things are going to translate into demand for the coin, which we understand very clearly. That's the name of our game.
Great. So I guess let's look at, what do you see for the future of NoLimitCoin?
Right. So this is a building year. We've already got NFL deployed and operating, but even that has to get readjusted, because last year it was basically a weekly format where you'd go in, you'd have one team or multiple teams, but the contest would last a week. And we're moving everything to daily. So this allows us to make a lot more money by having daily contests, right? I mean, if we're charging 5% commission on a weekly contest, well, that's fine. But if we've got contests going on every single day, then there's a lot more churn there, a lot more fees coming in. And if we fast forward 1 year, we already have NFL, but like I said, that's actually, it was kind of like a beta. So next year is really going to be the huge year for NFL. We've got soccer that's already deployed, also in a beta testing mode, but we're going to make the change from the weekly to the daily very, very shortly, so we can take advantage of the World Cup. publicity, and we're actually going to have a World Cup contest going, which will be very exciting. We're incorporating MMA, which is followed by a lot of people. People are very excited. Major League Baseball, definitely we're going to be right there close to opening day. Hopefully we'll make it. Not sure about that yet, so we called it a Q2 deliverable. Even cricket, which is so big in certain parts of the world, is already on the docket. It's on the roadmap. So by the time 1 year rolls around, we're going to have 8 or 9 or a bunch of these sports already operating, tested, and you add all these markets, because they're different markets. The people that play one sport don't play the other sport, and you just put all these people together. So in 1 year, I expect us to have a very, very deep and robust platform with many sports operating simultaneously. And if that weren't enough, we had already announced that we were looking into gaming licenses in Malta. We had a team of people go to the show in the UK, the ice gaming show, and suddenly we are close to an online poker platform, and we know it's very restricted. It's regulated in so many other countries. So initially, we're going to start with everything pretty much being a free roll, and using it to basically have people get to know the coin. And as we get permits, then we can turn on the for-profit models in terms of online poker and with the Johnny Chan theme and so forth. So really, we're just in the embryonic stage right now of what we're going to end up becoming. And once we've got all of those platforms put together, and it's so easy to move the coin, the only conclusion you can arrive at is we're going to be very successful. What price? I don't know, right? We can't really predict that. But do we think we could have 1 million people or more on our platform, putting requiring coin to play, sending it in, sending it out? Yes, I do believe that. That's where we're going. We're going to be one of the major players, and even DraftKings and FanDuel each have like 3 or 4 million players each, and they're mostly concentrated in the United States. So we think 1 million or 2 players is very doable with what we're doing.
Oh yeah.
In a short amount of time. Now go out 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. We hope to be the dominant player. That's really where we want to be.
Yeah, that's really exciting for anyone getting into NoLimitCoin now, because it's definitely sounds like it's the beginning, and you're setting yourself up to also stand apart from the competition, just in terms of low fees, which nobody likes paying money for doing these things.
And we're trying to get all the bells and whistles that a coin can have. For example, we've got all of the pieces lined up to eventually give out NLC2 backed debit cards, kind of like what Monaco, 10x, and Centra have done as a commercial model. We wouldn't do it as a commercial model. We would do it more as a community benefit with a zero-sum equation, meaning, hey, we don't need to make money here, there, everywhere. Just we're betting on the coin rise, and we're saying low fees or no fees. So we've got that whole piece. We're in discussions with the provider. It's a turnkey solution where you could go in and basically send in a couple of thousand NLC2, and suddenly you've got a debit card you could use anywhere in the world, any ATM, and it only liquidates the NLC2 that you use.
That could potentially be huge, because people can go and buy NoLimitCoin on your website and then spend it with a credit card. And those are two of the biggest factors that stop people from using cryptocurrencies, is ease of getting into crypto and ease of getting out of crypto. And that would just ease both of them.
Well, I spend a lot of time, or I used to, in our Slack rooms, and I just listen to what everybody's saying. And there'll be people there saying, hey, why don't we have debit card like these guys or the other guys, and these ideas become the roadmap for us, and we do the research and we push, and it's really a consensus type a project, and I'm lucky to be able to just kind of get everybody's energy, ideas, and passion, and laser focus them on what we do want to do, and we know that exactly. I mean, if you're going to be a crypto coin, you want to have all the pieces, right? If so, being able to spend it, to use it without having to liquidate it and go through 3 or 4 different steps, where you sell it, you move it to Bitcoin, then you move it to your bank account, and all of those things. We think that's a good addition. It's a great addition. So that's definitely one of the things that we expect by the end of 18, on top of everything else that we're doing. So that's really our goal. We want to make NLC2 as usable as possible, and certainly the number one thing is always getting into more exchanges. We're already in 5 exchanges. We're already approved for next exchange, so that's going to make it 6. We're knocking on the doors of all the big exchanges. We're looking at all of them, and one of these days we're going to crack one of those, and then we'll announce it. Obviously, we're not going to say it until that happens, but we're definitely pushing in that direction. And we know what our homework is. We know very, very clearly. And sometimes, those days, like, I mean, you remember when we had those swoon days where everything was just, the whole the whole crypto space was crashing. I mean, crashing in the eyes of everybody else. But those are the days when you get to reflect a little bit and think, man, where are we? And the fact that we've got a platform that's kind of outside, and what I started posting to people to say, hey, we're in an even bigger industry market than what crypto is, and that's sports. We've got our hands into sports. Not just one sport, many sports. It's the biggest passion in the world. You bring people together, you let them build their teams, and it feels like you're Jerry Jones, right? I mean, Jerry Jones gets to run the Dallas Cowboys. Everybody wants to be Jerry Jones. Fantasy sports lets you be Jerry Jones, lets you own your own team, lets you feel like it's your team, and in your world, it is your team. And that's really the greatness of what fantasy sports really is. It allows you to explore certain areas that before weren't explorable, and that's what I fell in love with the whole concept. And by everything we're doing, we're basically taking that model, taking that formula, and trying to export it to all the other sports and all the other countries, and it's being received with incredible open arms. Is it because of the coin? Is it because of the sports? Hey, we're really, one of the things I'm most proud about is people that come here, that come from the sports world, have never even heard of crypto, and by the time a couple of months roll around, the guys have 10 coins in their portfolios. They're thanking us for having gotten them into crypto. That's the number one compliment I get right now. Thanks for getting me into crypto. I love hearing that. It makes my day, and that's what we get with people that come to our platform. That's the most satisfying piece of all. I mean, the truth is, hey, sports, whatever, get into crypto. That's really what it is. So if it's going to take fantasy sports to do it, whatever, right? And that's the message that we all are. I mean, we'll talk to anybody. We'll tell them, get into crypto, get into crypto. And I'm doing a career day at an elementary school. Okay, you got to picture this, right? Career day at an elementary school, and guess what? I'm going to talk about crypto. Hey, the kids need to know early, right? So I told them. I told my wife, I said, I'm going to talk crypto. He's like, okay. So you got firemen, police officers, doctors, and crypto boys going to come. And the kids are going to be like, Dad, forget about everything you're doing. Give me some money. Let's get into some crypto. That's funny. All right, everybody, open your wallets.
That sounds awesome. Yeah. So that's very exciting. Definitely very exciting. And even the debit card announcement, I mean, that's more than I expected to hear here. But that's in terms of announcements, we have a special announcement that I think people tuned in for, maybe been waiting for. So what's going on with the special announcement?
All right. Here it goes. You know, it's been weeks or even months in the making, and we decided that we weren't going to announce it because I get in trouble a lot by announcing stuff and telling, yeah, it'll be ready really soon, and then it's not ready. But this is kind of one of those outside of the box. So what we did is we took the whole concept of fantasy sports and we took the coins that are out there, the crypto coins. We're taking the top 50 right now, and we're going to let you put together teams, but instead of the teams being athletes from sports teams, they're going to be crypto coins. So you get to build a team of crypto coins. So you get $100,000 budget. You get to pick 5 coins. Each coin automatically will be $20,000. So as whatever amount of coins that the $20,000 can buy you is how much of that coin you're going to have in your team. So then in a heads up contest between, let's say, yourself and me, you'd have a team, I'd have a team, and you're going to have 1 day contests, 24 hours, and 7 day. And we're actually going to work on 1 hour for people that it's like, no, I need action. I need to be flipping coins every hour. Okay, you want it, you're going to get it. So you're going to have your team, I'm going to have my team, and at the end of the period, whose ever portfolio is worth more wins. Boom, simple. And the way we built it is more like an education platform than anything, because when you look at it and you see all the information about each coin, and now you get to kind of buy the coin without really risking any money, and you get to learn about the coin and kind of do it for play. And we expect a lot of people to learn a lot from doing that, and eventually, because we're going to publish results about which coin is the most selected coin, which players are the best people that have picked their teams, and we believe that it's going to bring people from the crypto world not just to buy the coin, but now they're going to get involved. And it's really an education tool, but it's also a very fun tool. So then you've got your team, I've got my team, and even if the markets are down, let's say you started with 100,000, I started with 100,000. Let's say at the end of the 7 days, it's you're at 96,000 and I'm at 95,000. You win. So you could still be down or up. Both could be up. And then what inevitably is going to happen is, man, I'm such a genius. Look, I picked the correct coins. I got to be doing this for real. Boom. In 5 minutes, they're going to be at the exchanges. Hey, that's a good thing. So we're really excited about the way it looks. There's a whole Lambo theme involved there, and I know you're gonna incorporate you're gonna be showing it. So we're really excited about it. It's one of those outside of the box kind of things, and we made sure the only condition that I put on everybody when we all wanted to do the game is make sure it doesn't slow down all the other stuff. So we've got a bigger team now, a development team, and it didn't delay NBA or any of the other things, because NBA, I mean, that's the known sport. It's coming. It's going to be out, shortly. I'm not going to say the exact date but it's already being tested. But in terms of this surprise game, that's going to be out in a few days, and I think it is very exciting, and it's a very, very different approach to what we're doing. And I think a lot of crypto people are going to have to come in here and see, what is this? And you're going to have heads up contests. You're going to have pools where 100 people go in. They all put their teams. They all put in 100 NLC2. So you got now a 10,000 NLC2 pool, and then the top few will win, the whole pool. So it mimics a fantasy sports structure, but it allows people in the world of crypto now to play essentially fantasy crypto. So we've got crypto fantasy sports, and this is called fantasy crypto, not to be confused with. So that's our announcement, and we've kept it under wraps. We've got a few people have know about it. I see that, but until you see it, I mean, even I knew about it, but I didn't want to look at it like middle of the way, just because I said, it's just gonna, I'm gonna get buried in there, and we'll never. I just felt it was almost not undoable, but but the team actually did everything. And when I saw it the first time, I just said, wow. And initially, I'll tell you the truth, we were going to release it together, NBA and the surprise game, because I said, yeah, I don't know. I mean, we're just going to, treat it like this side thing or whatever, it's a little test. But then when I saw it, I said, no, 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 no. This thing is masterful. This thing is got to be released on its own, and we're going all in with that. So that's coming, and I think it'll be a fun thing beyond anything. And you can risk very small amount and feel like you own these coins, and now you get to follow them. You get summaries. You can click on them, and you'll get all the information. The 1 day, the 7 day, and the 1 hour. Moves are there. So there's a lot of information concentrated, so you can make your decisions and go to fantasy crypto war, so to speak, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a really brilliant idea. And the first time I heard about it, I was like, wow, can't believe no one's done that. But then you guys put it together and you made a platform. I've seen the platform, and I'm going to walk people through it after this interview.
Yeah.
And it's just such a beautiful platform. And
thank you.
It just allows anyone who wants to really get involved in crypto, because it's even just looking at it, to see that $100,000 in crypto that you get, and you can buy, 2 Bitcoin, and you can buy all these things that a lot of people may not be able to buy that amount of in real life, but to actually do that and then compete with other people and earn no limit coins or win no limit coins if they end up winning in the competitions. And even for people who may not have money, there's also free competitions on there that they could compete just for the fun of playing it, potentially.
That is correct. We're going to have free rolls for sure. For sure. And you get to play with a small amount of money. You also have a big contest for the guys that want to go big, and let her rip. I mean, it is exciting because you're like, oh, I own 2 Bitcoin here, and I've got this here, and I've got this other coin here, and it's the top 50, so you got to do your homework, and you're thinking, okay, which ones are going to be up in the next week? We might do longer duration contests. We're certainly going to do the 1 hour one for the guys that just need intense action. Hey, we'll give it to them, right? And the fees, we're all about the fees, and we're excited about the fees because it's going to make our platform profits, right? That's really what we're at. And of course, indirectly, or really the number one objective is demand for the coin. So by bringing more people to the platform, that's what's going to happen. You get coin when you sign up. It's been going down, so it's down to, I believe, either 10 or 5. I have to check, of free coins when you sign up. But then you use those to enter contests. You can enter the free rolls, or you could send in more NoLimitCoin or buy NoLimitCoin and then play the bigger contest. So you have all of the options. It's going to be ready to go. Very exciting. We're gonna, you're the first one. We've talked about it publicly, but after you announce it, we're gonna go out with press releases, our video commercial, and as much information broadcasting as possible. I think we're gonna have an article on CoinDesk, so that's very exciting. Everybody's very exciting. It's very fun. The logos look so, just so beautiful because we know those logos. We know what they represent. And now you see them, and they're clear, and they're big, and your team. So it's exciting. So I thought, you know what, we should really celebrate this and have the launch of this game separate and independent, because it really does merit it. Initially, I thought, yeah, but when I saw it and I saw how cool it was, I said, no, this thing has to go out on its own, and we have to make a big announcement, and that's what we're trying to do.
Yeah, so that's an awesome announcement. I thank you very much for letting me share that on my channel first. Definitely an honor. And
it's my honor, really.
Yeah, well, thank you. So I guess before we wrap up this interview, is there anything else that you'd like to share with people? Anything else that you'd like them to know about before we wrap it up?
Well, I think I kind of went over everything, all the games that we've got lined up. We're actually licensing an online poker platform that's going to have the Johnny Chan theme. That's going to run free rolls in markets that aren't approved, and that was going to be kind of a long-term project, except for we found a great partner with the turnkey platform, willing to skin it the way we want, willing to incorporate the coin without too much trouble, willing to geofence it to where we are very, very limited to where it operates for money, and that'll be a big deal. So that's kind of what I always like to reiterate: the amount of platforms that bring people together that will end up being in our universe is growing by the day. And in a year, we're gonna be 3 or 4 times as more capable as we are now to attract people, or maybe a lot more. And the affiliate, I didn't talk about the affiliate. 2 more minutes. I know that I'm probably way over time. The information for the NFL results is going to be published pretty soon about how many entries and how many teams. The affiliate page is almost done, meaning you're going to be able to go to the website and see who your affiliates are, how much they spend, and then you get 25% of all the fees that we collected. So you become our partner in any of the businesses that we're operating. So if you sign people under your affiliate link, you get that 25%. And we hadn't, we're going to be paying that monthly, but we haven't paid it up to now. But now we're actually crunching the numbers. Everybody's going to get paid. You can have your affiliate page on the website showing you exactly what your affiliates are doing. And, if you get out there and get a lot of people under your affiliate, I mean, I don't know if it's going to be a ton of money, but hey, some money is some money. So that was one thing I'm glad I got out.
Awesome. Well, that's a great way to get people involved in NoLimitCoin, because if they're into fantasy sports, they probably know other people in fantasy sports, and that'll help bring them all into NoLimitCoin.
That's correct, Randall.
Cool. So I want to thank you so much for joining me for this interview and for allowing me to share that special information on the channel. And then, so thank you very much, Rafael.
I'll be seeing you. And again, it's my pleasure and my honor to be able to talk to your audience, and just keep it going, keep us informed, keep doing what you do. It's great.
Awesome. Thanks very much.
Have you ever wanted to get into cryptocurrency, but you always thought it was super complicated? Well, there's a new game in town that combines learning all about cryptocurrency with the thrill of fantasy sports. No matter what your experience level is, there's always more to learn in the world of crypto. Learn about your favorite coins, how to make gains, and compete for a spot as a top 5 investor on the leaderboards. See what strategies other players are using and discover new coins by looking at their top picks. Getting in the game is easy. All you need to do is sign up. Fantasy Crypto uses NoLimitCoin as a currency, the world's first cryptocurrency to power fantasy sports. And now you can even buy it directly with your credit card. Start playing today and get free NLC2 when you sign up.
Alright guys, so I am going to walk you through the Fantasy Crypto platform, and you can go access it by going to cryptofantasysports.com, making a profile there. When you do sign up, you get, at the time of this filming, it's 10 NoLimitCoin, but over time that diminishes, so if you see this a long time in the future, you may not get that much. But basically what happens is, when you first open up the website, it'll have this pop-up here, which tells you all about Fantasy Crypto. Now, this just walks you through it because it is a little bit different than other fantasy sports. They just want to make sure you understand all the rules from there. So basically, you're going to select 5 coins. You have a $100,000 budget, so each coin is going to get $20,000. They have a bunch of different contests, and you can even make your own private contest. So if you want to compete against your friends or something, you could have a private contest where it's only you guys there. And then you can follow all the action on the sports page. And then basically, there's a little bit more information there, but if you don't want to see that again, you just click Don't Show Again, you click Understand, and then this is the home page of Fantasy Crypto. So basically, what you're looking at here. So they have the top 5 coins in terms of percent gains over 24 hours. So these are the ones today that are the big gainers. And then on the right side here, they have the top 5 investors. So the people who are doing the best today. So basically you start with $100,000. Here Casper has $106,000. So he's winning in terms of that. And then the cool thing is you can take a look at what their picks are. So you can find out what the best people are doing and what they're doing. So in terms of Casper, he's got NEO, he's got BIX, BLZ, Inc., and NoLimitCoin. And then next one, you can see the breakdown. He's got Bitcoin, Ethereum, Monaco, EOS, and Stellar. And so you can take a look at what each of the people have in their choices. All right. And then underneath there, you have your teams, and also you have all the different competitions. So like I mentioned in the interview, there are paid competitions. So like for instance, this Lambo Gathering one, it's 25 NoLimitCoin buy-in. But they also have some free ones. So if you just want to play for free, you could do. There are daily competitions, there are weekly competitions, so you could go ahead and play any of those. So then you can head over to My Teams and you can go ahead and create a team. So if you want to create a team for one of these competitions, this is where you would go do it. And it's pretty cool. So basically you just enter your team name and click create team. And then comes the fun part. So you get to go through, you get to draft whatever cryptocurrencies you want. You get 5 of them. And in that 5, each one is attributed $20,000 for $100,000 total. Now, like I said, the interface is pretty cool here. So you get to take a look at all the different coins. So you could have all coins. You could just look at the top 25, top 50, top 75. But you look at the coin, and basically it has the price right now, okay? And then the increase over the day. And then it also tells you the market cap, the daily volume, rank on CoinMarketCap. And then, like they mentioned, it's kind of a learning platform. So for people who want to learn more about certain coins, if you click on site, it'll take you to the website. So this would take you to the Bitcoin website. And then also they have the social. So the YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, all of that stuff. So you can find out all the information about whatever coins you're drafting. But then if you look down here, this is the Lambo view. So you have a Lambo here. Obviously everybody wants a Lambo. And you get to pick your coins there. So for instance, okay, I'll just go through. I'll pick some of my favorites. So we have Bitcoin there. We draft that. Okay, and then we scroll down. We draft some NEO. What else are we going to draft today? Oh, this is a good one. Okay, we'll draft some EOS. And after that, we will draft, you guys all knew this one. We'll draft some Lisk. And then we will draft some Icon. All right, so that's my big 5. Okay, so I got my drivers, Bitcoin, NEO, EOS, Lisk, and Icon, and it'll show down here what they're doing. All right, and then basically when you start a competition, whenever the competition starts, that's the price you buy in on. So that's however much you buy would be at that. So for instance, if it was starting right now, if the competition was starting right now, I would get $20,000 of Bitcoin, which would be 1.85 Bitcoin. This is probably right behind my head, so you can't see it that well, but I would get $20,000 in NEO, which is 137 NEO. I would get $20,000 of EOS, which is 2,290 EOS, 1,000 Lisk, and almost 5,000 Icon. So all of that fun stuff. Then we can take a look at the contests. So if we go to the lobby here, it'll show us all the different contests going on. Now, like I mentioned, there are some paid, there are some free. You can find out all the information about them there. But check this out. This is the cool part. So when you are paying to enter a competition, there's a payout. So for instance, this Lambo Gathering one that's a weekly competition, that's 25 NoLimitCoin buy-in. The payout for that one, we take a look there. And if you come in first place, you get 25% of the total, which is 750 NoLimitCoin. So that's cool. But even if you come in like 10th, you still get 90 NoLimitCoin. So that's very cool. But for those people who don't want to pay anything, there, you still have your free ones, or you could even do private ones with your friends. If we take a look at coins, this just tells us about all the different cryptocurrency coins out there. So this is just where we can do some more research, find out which cryptos we may want to draft in the future. And then if you click live scores, this will tell you about the live contest dashboard. So this is any competitions you are involved in at the current time, and also the drivers that you've chosen for them. So guys, like I said, this is a very cool platform. I mean, it's an awesome idea, and they're definitely the first person to do it, the first people to do it. And I think this will help people really get into cryptocurrency, because there you go, you get $100,000 to spend in crypto and you can compete against other people, see who's doing better. And also, there's the ability that we could learn a lot from this. So, like, we could find out what the people who are consistently winning are doing, and then we could do that with our real portfolios to actually make a lot more money in cryptocurrency. So this kind of benefits everyone. But I just wanted to show you that, guys. So I hope you enjoy it. I'm very grateful that NoLimitCoin wanted to show this on my channel first, so I am happy to do that. My pleasure. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys do want to go sign up, like I said, go to cryptofantasysports.com, sign up. You get some free NoLimitCoin for doing that. You can start competing. And then I hope you guys enjoyed it. I will catch you guys next time. All right, have a good one. Peace.